right, we're going to begin with using our oil pastels and doing our creative marks. So to do this project, you need your packet of oil pastels. If you've purchased your own, you may have more than 12 colors, and that's fine. You're going to need some paper towels and your hands. So here's an example of what we're doing. The first line that we're going to work on now is called hatching. Okay, so make sure that at the top of your paper you've written down hatching. I want to remind you that this is art paper. Some of you are using regular printer paper, so your measurements are just slightly off on the top and the bottom. Okay, so to do this, you're going to start by choosing 3 colors, and we're going to stay away from black for this. Look at those beautiful, brand new, crisp oil pastels. Eventually they're going to be covered in other colors and crazy looking, and that's okay. So with these oil pastels, you want to make sure that, one, if you have white sleeves or if you have sleeves that you don't want anything to get on your oil pastels, just roll up your sleeves, okay? And then you're going to choose your 3 colors. And so for this, I'm going to choose blue, and then I'm going to choose a light green, and I'll choose to go with that. I'll choose, let's do something different. I'll choose brown. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to start with our first color. There we go. And we're going to start over on the far left. We're going to go all the way over in one direction. We're going to hatch. So on this one, I started with orange. I started with my first color, and I went all the way over until about 3/4 of the way and stopped. So same thing with this one. I'm going to start with blue, and I'm going to start on my left, and I'm going to keep going until I get about 3/4 of the way. Remember, with hatching, everything goes in one direction. Okay, so that's my first color. Now on the second color, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the far right. See, I started with light blue. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go all the way across until I get about 3/4 of the way. So on this one, I'm going to use green. Okay, I'm going to start on this side, and then I'll stop about right here. You can even put a little mark right there to help you remember. And you can be very slow and deliberate. Like with these marks on this one, I was a lot more slow and a lot more deliberate. These ones I'm going a little bit faster for sake of the video. Okay, so everybody's marks are going to be slightly different. Okay, so we've done the first color, started from here, went all the way over. Second color, started from here, went all the way over. Second color. Third color, you're going to go completely all the way across. for how you've got three colors, but tons of different values based on these three colors. So you've got your blue and brown here, your yellow and brown, and then you've got three tones right here. All right, so the next one is cross-hatching. So on this one you can see with the cross-hatching, I went one direction, okay? I went this direction with my brown, and I went all the way over 3/4 of the way. Then with my second color, same direction, the hatches are the same direction, but I went from the right all the way to the left. But then in the third color is where you change directions. So the third color, since this is cross-hatching, you're gonna cross and you're gonna go the opposite way. You go from one side all the way to the next. And if I were you, I would choose 3 different colors so you can experiment with how things look, okay? So on this one, I'm gonna choose orange, okay? And then this peach color. And then let's choose something different. How about we do yellow? Okay. So I'm gonna start with a nice dark color and go one direction, and we're gonna stop about right here. And there are other ways of doing this. Like if I wanted to sit here and cross-hatch my first color and then cross-hatch my second color and then cross-hatch my third, I could do it that way too. There's different ways. Okay, last color is this peachy color. We'll see how this looks. Opposite direction. Kind of blends in my 2 prior colors. So this paper towel, if you notice that you're starting to smear some of the colors, that's what this is good for. You can put that underneath your hand. Go. So we've got 3 different combinations here. So the last one is called your creative mark. And this one I just kind of did some curlicues. And this one I did some apostrophes. They look like little apostrophes or commas, and made some little comma marks. And in this one, I just went back and forth and made some hatching marks that were a little thicker, okay? So like almost like I was coloring the hatching marks. So you play around with what you want. You might want to actually get a piece of scrap paper before you even begin and say, well, what kind of creative mark do I want to do? What goes naturally in my hand? Maybe you want to do that comma mark. Maybe you want to do circle. Okay? Maybe you want to do something like kind of more like an angry mark. Back and forth. That might be kind of fun. Okay? Or maybe you want to go back and forth and do a mark like this. So that's up to you. So I think I'm going to go a little darker with this one, and I'm going to use red, and then I'm going to use yellow, and let's choose something a little different. We're going to use light blue. Okay. All right, let's get going. So I'm gonna do, I liked earlier when I was doing this kind of back and forth line. So I'm gonna do a line like that. Looking back, I really like how the three of these interact. Okay, so this is the one I've just done for your demo. Just a little reminder, when you do these, your first color goes 3/4 this way. You start over here on the right for your second color, you go over 3/4 of the way, and then your third one goes all the way across. You're gonna do that for all three. You're gonna have hatching, cross hatching, and then a creative mark. Play around with your creative mark before you actually start it. There's another example with more control. And this is the third example. That's it.